Hey, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another Phoenix Fitness Fanatics podcast. We are here, we are taking center stage on the Own It platform. That's right. And we have a special guest today. She's one of our contributing writers. She's also the beautiful cover model from August. I know y'all saw that fiery on. Oh my God, that fiery cover. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on in. Come on in the room, Emma. How are you?
I am well. Oh my gosh, how can I not be excited after that intro? Man.
Well, I'm just excited to have you here, get to know you a little bit more, and share you with our audience. And again, everyone, if you are listening in and you have not subscribed to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics, I'm telling you right now, you need to subscribe just to see this girl's cover and to get a little bit of knowledge about who she is and what she does. She's an amazing fitness coach, and you're from Florida, right?
Yes, I live in Florida, originally from Kenya. I gotta say that, or my siblings will disown me.
Yes, yes, Kenyan house. Yes. Well, so tell us, Emma, have you always been into like fitness and things, or like were you an athlete in high school? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, great question. No, if you told me when I was little that I was going to be a fitness coach and own a fitness business and an international business, I'd have laughed. I'd be like, yeah, okay, no. No. So fitness it was not on my radar. If you're like, oh, I always knew. No, I did not know I would end up in the fitness world. When I was little, what I wanted to be was a model. So thank you for letting me live out that little dream by being on the cover of a magazine, right? Yeah, I want to be a model. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a model. I'm gonna be in the runway and all of that good stuff. But anyway, of course, life didn't go that way. But plus, I won. So yeah. So I wanted to be a model, and then I wanted to do interior decorating because I love to like put places together.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be a journalist, and none of it panned out, not even a little bit, and that's okay. And so I actually ended up in the hotel world.
Okay.
That's where I landed. Right after I got married, I started working in a hotel, and then I fast forward about, I stayed in the hotel industry for about 14 or 15 years. Yeah, and it was a part-time job. It's literally started as a part-time job, greeting people at the door. And one of the general managers were like, "You're just too happy to be at the door. Like we, at the desk, like really interacting with people more. Because when people get in, they're like all in a hurry and stuff. So you want to be behind the desk, and then I just worked my way up from being behind the desk to actually running a hotel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was exciting. And through that period, I got married at some point, and then I got divorced, and it was that, like the freshman 15 that people talk about. I had the divorce 69, right? Like I put in a lot of weight, and I was like, I just didn't recognize myself after a while, and I was like, you know what, we need to do something about this. The marriage came, it went, we're divorced. We've done our little stay in the ground and all of that stuff, but we need to get back to living. And then that's when I started working out. And at the time, it really was just to lose weight.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I enjoyed it. I did not like anything to do with going to the gym. What? Oh, no. Like, I was like, why do people do this, right? Why? So I tried every diet, everything under the sun. If it was on TV, I did it. If it was on social media, I did it. But then nothing really quite stuck for me until I started strength training. And then that's when I really started to drop the weight. And I was like, you know what? This world is cool, man. Like I get it now. And so that's how I actually kind of got into fitness. But it was not something that I even thought remotely I would be doing.
Well, I mean, I as I'm listening to you, I hear, you're a people person. You like to help people. So, You're definitely in the right industry because this is definitely that service industry. You're serving people on that physical level, helping them with that, but you're also serving them on a mental level as well. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
what
Yes.
do you feel is the most challenging about, being a fitness coach and running a fitness business?
Oh, most challenging. It's a two-part, right? Because fitness is not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
It just isn't, and so creating, especially because of group fitness is kind of like where my business has now morphed into, again, something that I didn't think I'd be doing, but I really enjoy it. And so when you have like so many different types of people and so many different interest levels in that class, and then so many different just bodies, like injuries, health,
Yeah.
preferences, right? And so one of the most challenging things is creating a program that will captivate all the different facets of your class, right? And then keep them coming back, right? While at the same time still pushing and challenging them all at the same time. So that was one of the things I would say as far as being a fitness coach would be is to how do I remain who I am, but then bring the best out of all of my clients,
Yeah.
and it's been a joy, and I've been blessed because I've had some amazing clients,
Mhm.
through it all, right? And just seeing them grow for me was like rewarding. So like even though it's like sometimes I get up and I'm looking at the program and I'm like, is this really gonna work? And then it does, and I'm like, okay, and then you just keep building on that. So I think from that aspect, I would say that was one of my biggest challenges, just coming into the fitness arena. um as the business, oh Lord, getting into the fitness business was one of the most challenging things that I've been through, and I didn't even think it was, because I'm an optimistic person. I'm positive. I love people, so I'm just like, oh, this is cool. I got certified, and now I can just go in and I could become a trainer. Yeah, no. So what what I quickly learned, especially here in Tampa, I can't speak for the whole entire world, of course, but getting into the mainstream gyms here as a trainer who looks like me and has my curves was very difficult. I did a lot of amazing phone interviews and they all loved me, over the phone. They're like, oh, you'd be perfect, da, da, da. And then I would meet them and they'd be like, oh, you're Emma, and you'd see that, what we pictured in our minds based off of your voice, how you talk, how you sound, and what's showing up in person, those two things don't match, right? And then I wouldn't get the job, or they would have, oh, we filled it already, or they would just never call me back.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the worst one for me was I had to go through this grueling training program thing that they have you do, before you actually get into their team, and they were like, on the phone, they did the assessment tests and all of that online, and that all went through perfectly. And then it was like, okay, now you need to come in person. And so when I met the particular owners in person, I could tell instantly that they were like, oh, like we were not expecting this. And then all of a sudden it went from warm and fuzzy to, I can't wait to meet you, to, oh no, this is not quite what we thought, and it was really disheartening. I was like ready to quit, and I went through the program anyway, because again, I was in it, so I had to finish it. And then I had like 21 days to complete the task originally, and they shrunk it to 10 days. Yeah, and it was like you had to take like 10 classes and do lead 5 classes, take 10 classes. I did it in 10 days. Hurt my foot, all of it, went through it. And I was like, I am going to get through this training because you're not going to have an excuse as to why, right? And I got through it. And the day before my very last leading class, I got a text message saying, you're not fit enough for us and we're going a different way.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, man, like, what is this fitness world? I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should just quit and just go back to doing what I was doing before. But my sister Mona was like, no, you cannot
Right.
let the world dictate to you
No.
who you are.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you are unique and you're not a cookie cutter. You don't fit into a mold. And so these mainstream, gyms have their own perception of what a trainer should be, what they should look like. And she was
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
you need to create your own, right? Like you need to do you, she said, because there's the you that you are and who you are. She's like, there's like a million other women like you,
Yep.
who are probably facing the same thing. They'll walk into gyms and not see people that look like them or not have trainers that look like
Right.
them.
And go right back out the door.
They go
Mhm.
right back out the door, right? She's like, so you need to do what you do. And then that's when I was like, okay, maybe I should. And then that's how I just started posting my little workouts on social media and doing dances and things like that. And people were actually intrigued, and I was like, oh my gosh, people are like, really watching what I'm doing. And
Everybody's in so many, there's so many different shapes and sizes out there. And just because you're not that toothpick or that quote unquote, what society sees as that model type, that doesn't mean that you're not healthy.
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
you, I hate that, because you see it all the time. You'll have someone that's a little bit, on the thick side. We're gonna say thick. I mean, hey, and thick is beautiful if you
It is
have.
beautiful,
Come on now,
right?
you know. But we all have those different shapes and sizes. So I'm
Yeah,
so glad that you gave people in your area a place to go where they have someone that looks like them. They don't have to go into, there's some of these training places you go into and you see all these beef cakes and beef mamas in there, and you're like, damn, like I don't like you're so intimidated by it, right? I mean, let's get real. And then you get that thought of how am I gonna be able to get to that?
that, yeah,
Right?
yeah, from
You
where I'm at now.
see them, right, and you see someone that looks like, okay, you know what, I can get there because I can see those curves there, and I can see my curves coming in, to
Yes,
be like those curves. That is just so brilliant. I love that you did that. Oh my god.
thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes. So, what is this? With your entrepreneurial journey, because
Mhm.
it is tough, like you said, and sometimes you don't get the support that you need. So, let's talk a little bit about the support. Who is, what does Emma's support system look like for your business and just for your life?
Man, my support system rocks, yo. Like, oh my gosh, like and it's so, I love that you said that because your support system is so important. Because you're gonna come across some tough hurdles sometimes, and having that backing is so important. And so I'll start with my siblings. And we call ourselves Ombogo 6 or O6 because there's six of us. And we all have, from the first to the last, it's O1, O2, O3, O4, O5, and O6. So when we're like doing like breaking news, we're like, oh, O1 is headed to wherever she's going, right? And so we just made it like a fun thing. So so that's, I mean, even growing up, like we're one of those families, and I thank my mom and my dad for instilling this in us from a very young age. We're super close. Like we talk probably every day, and we live on two different continents, right? So like half of us are in the United States. Thankfully now we're all in Florida. Still, this Daytona, Ocala, and I'm in Tampa. So I mean Orlando. So we're spread out in Florida, but we're in Florida,
Yeah.
thankfully. And then the other half is in Kenya. But we literally will talk like every day. We have a group chat.
Wow.
And we will, we'll talk, we'll figure out what's going on with who, that kind of thing. And that's just how close we are. So even going through all of these things and them just seeing my transformation from marriage to divorce to falling off the wagon to getting back on track, and they're like cheering me on, like no matter what you decide to do, like we got you, right? So they've really been a huge base for me, and especially my sister Mona. And people joke and say that we were really supposed to be twins, but we're like 4.5 years apart. But we look alike, we talk the same, we have the same mannerisms, like we're all literally like the same person. Like people will see me when I go home and they're like, hey Mona, and I'll just wave and say hey back because I'm like, it would too much to start explaining, oh no, I'm her baby sister kind of thing. So um, yeah, it's funny. But yeah, so Mona and I, we're like tight, like super tight. I mean, if you talk about anyone who would know every last thing about me, that's her, and vice versa. And she's really been there like every step of the way, and vice versa, even for me with her. And we own our company together now. So that has been a really huge anchor. And then I have my close friends, right? So I have I have a very small group of close friends, but they're near and dear to my heart. And they'll do the same thing. They'll call me out, they'll push me, they'll challenge me. They'll be on the other end of the line, and I need to curse somebody out. Like they're there with me, like, yeah, where are we going? And cheering me on. So I've had that as well. And then I have my amazing tribe at the gym. Especially my first group of fitness. My first group fitness class. Like I no longer teach at that gym, but I'm still very close with some of them, and they're ride or die, man, like ride or die. And a few of them are actually featured in the magazine with the pictures. And they've just been they'll tell me too. They'll be like, don't like that exercise, don't like that format. Keep doing more of that. Like they're very honest. And so when we roll different things out, they'll be like, oh yeah, let's do it this way, and they'll give me suggestions, and they'll help build that craft as well. And we've just grown to this platform where we're so close that yes, I was trainer client, but they become friends, like they become family, right? And they show up. They, even when I had to move from the gym to where I'm teaching now, there's two of them that every Monday, they're showing up, and it just warms my heart because, those are some of those are the reasons why you keep doing what you're doing, right?
You that you planted right there.
Yeah, like they, you be like, man, it's Monday, and then I think about who's going to be in class, online peeps, they'll sign up, like my business partner Sean and her mom is there, like every Monday. On the other side, my sister Linda, who lives in Ocala, she's online, and they're just cheering us on, and they'll tell us too, like, nah, man, that song, nah, don't do that no more. So that's why we do it, right? So when you get up and you go to class and you see these wonderful faces, it keeps me pushing forward to get to where I know I can. So that's been my support. I have a very, very good support system.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, it's all about the support. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Emma a little bit about self-care and a little bit more about the business. So. And we're back. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful commercial from Mupo TV, Mupo Entertainment. So, Emma, let's talk a little bit about, first off, how you keep your fitness classes fun. What are some of the things that you do, in your fitness classes? What like some of the services and just some of the ways that you make it fun, make it spicy?
Okay, so we love to laugh. I tell you what, there is never a dull moment in that class because of the culture that we built in there. it's, when you walk through the door, there's always like a few minutes for us to just catch up, figure out what's going on in somebody's life. And usually from that thread, there'll be something that we carry through the class, and so we'll talk about that. We'll make fun of each other, when we do something silly. If I stumble or I can't pick up a weight, they'll call me out about it, like, what? What are you talking about? You can't pick up that weight, or if I'm going too light in my weights, I'll be like, excuse you, you can go high, so things like that. And I encourage that. So we're always laughing. I mean, like constantly laughing in between sets. Like that is just one thing for me that's so important. Because you need to have fun, right?
Yeah.
Like even though the workout is killing you and you're like, man, my muscles are on fire, right? But we can still laugh through it. And we dance. So we have like some dance moves, and we'll go crazy with them. We'll turn it up into like a club, kind of thing. Like, like we're gonna turn it up. For those of us who don't go clubbing anymore, this is our moment, right? we're gonna bring the heat here to the class at 6 p.m. This our turn up. It's the turn up for the week, so you need to go all out. So things like that, and the songs that we do. So. And then the stretching and all of the fun conversations we have as we're just cooling down. That's how we just keep it lively and just, just be you, right? Like whatever that is, if you fall over, and we have, if you fall over, if you trip, if you can't stretch to a certain point, we'll just make it fun so that no one feels singled out or like, oh, I can't be part of this, because none of us are perfect, right? Yeah, and then Sean and I, like, we forget our own choreography sometimes. Like, what was that stuff? Right? I'm like, shoot, and then
exercise what I doing next? Hold on.
What was it? What are we doing? And they see that, right? They're like, y'all are human beings just like us. And so that's kind of how we just make it a little bit fun for everybody.
Oh, I love it. And I think when you're laughing, and just having fun in there, it's fun. It's not feeling like you're putting in the work. Exactly. When it feels like work, you don't want to do it. When you have to get out of bed. I mean, like for myself, I do the early workouts, so getting out of bed at 4:30 in the morning, I jump out of bed. I'm the smiley happy, yeah, let's go. Yeah. But a lot of people, I mean, I'm an anomaly, okay? There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh hell,
like, why?
I gotta get up, I gotta get online. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, some of my clients are like that, like, man, I'm just. But when you make it fun and they know, hey, you know what, I'm about to have a great conversation. I'm about to be able to, I'm going to see, my coach smiling. I'm going to see them lively, having fun.
Absolutely.
Have fun. So I just love that. And it creates the community, I think, too. Yeah. Because that community is not only in your class, that community is also outside of that.
It is.
There's all those connections being made. And, they're pushing each other. Even when you're not there, they're still pushing each other, Exactly. So that's that healthy lifestyle community that you're creating. I love that. It's just awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this is a lot of work. I mean, just keeping yourself healthy, in general is a lot of work. But now running the business, showing up for other people. Let's talk about the self-care aspect of things, because that's essential, for everyone. But it's even more essential for someone that is running a business and for someone that is serving others. So tell me a little bit about what your self-care looks like. What do you do for yourself just to be able to let loose and relax?
My gosh, yes, which is so important. And in the first year or so building the business, I completely forgot about this thing called self-care because it was always work, right? But my body was like, if you're not going to stop, we're going to shut you down.
That's right.
So, and it shut me down good. So after that, I was like, yeah, we're going to listen. So some of my self-care things are so simple. I love sunsets. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of day I have had, good, bad, or indifferent. That sunset, it will restore me to me. And so a lot of the times in the evenings, if I'm not teaching class, I will do a walk because our complex here we have like different ponds, like little fountains, and from different vantage points, I've discovered all of the best points in the complex to stand and watch the sunset. I'll walk around and I'll hit it at the different points as the colors are changing. And then usually by the time I get back to my apartment, it's like that nice, the hues and the oranges and the reds that just spread over, and it's just beautiful. So I make a point to watch the sunset, because that's something that's quick and easy that I can do every day as long as it's not being Tampa and it's not like raining, or cloudy. So that's a very quick and easy thing for me to do. Or just taking a walk around the complex. Like I said, we have the fountains and all of that going. So those are the quick and easy ones. And then I also love a really good pedicure. It's like your 60 minutes to just sit in that chair, and the two places I found they're more like appointment based. So it's most of the time it's just me in there. Right. So so it's like it's super quiet. There's like nothing else going on. She'll have her show on, her music or whatever, and I can just like chill, there's no computer in front of me. I don't have my phone on, so I'll do that. And then I love wine. I know I'm in the fitness business. 80-20, my friends. 80-20. 80-20 is so important. So my 20%, wine.
Listen, mom got the fit wine. Have you had that fit wine?
Oh my gosh, I saw it the other day. I was like, what?
Pretty good. Someone bought me a bottle. I was like, oh, okay. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. I need to check it out. I saw that. And I was like, what is this? Yes, I saw it. So I need to check it out.
Everything in moderation, though, right?
Yes. And I love my wine. And there's this place called Cooper's Hawk. If you are in the Tampa area, Cooper's Hawk is this phenomenal winery and restaurant. So when you come down, Tiffany, I'm gonna take you there. So it's a winery, so you get a wine tasting, and it's like a real wine tasting. By the time you're done wine tasting, it's like almost a full bottle. Like seriously, like that's just how generous their wine tasting is. It's amazing. And then their food is phenomenal. So we're members. Shauna and I are members. So Shauna is one of my really good friends here in Tampa. She's part of that close friends of circle. And so we have a membership there. So we'll go, for our 2 wine tastings a month. And that's kind of like that. We get to go out and just chill and let loose. And so it's a combination of different things. And then I also love the water. I love the water. So I will drive to a few places around that I can just sit, and then it's either, lets out into the ocean or it lets out into like a lake area. So I don't care to go into the ocean, but I do like to sit and observe the water. I know it's strange. I live in Florida. I live in Tampa. Yeah, but
I don't like the beach going into the water myself. Okay, I'll sit on the sand. I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Like I don't want to go in it. I don't want to go in it. But I will sit there and I will just, I got my club soda, ice cold water, something like cool and refreshing. And I can just sit and just look out. So those are some of the things.
Cali, you got to come out and see our beaches as well. And the sunsets here are amazing as well. So you definitely got to come out.
I gotta come out.
So, what's in the future for what's coming for summer rain? What's going on? Like, a taste of what's to come.
Oh my goodness, what's to come? I am super excited. So for those who just know me, they obviously know the fitness side of me. But we have a bigger company. It's called Summer Rain International, which branches out to Summer Rain Fitness, and then we have Summer Rain Books, and a few other branches. So the book side is my sister Mona, who I mentioned, and so she's an author and a film script writer and so many other things that she does. She's produced, she's directed, she's done everything in film, right? And so what we're doing now and what we're focusing more on, because she has 4 books out on 3 books out on Amazon, 2 are launching towards the end of the year. Yeah, so one in October, one in November, one in December. Oh, I lied. She has 3 books in the pipeline coming out October, November, December. And then she's also officially a head writer on a Netflix show that is coming out in January.
Nice, it's amazing.
Yeah, so we're super excited. Yeah, so where we're going as a, as the international branch, of course, is to break out more into the books and Amazon, and just marketing that out more. It's the Visa series on Amazon, and then coming soon is the Princess Storm series. And so we're pushing that angle. And then on the fitness side, I am fully embracing the group fitness because I discovered how much I love it. Like I was like, I love this, the people, the group, the camaraderie, the family that we're building. It just suits my personality more. So we're fully embracing that. And we're launching a new class in September. It's called Phoenix Step Explosion. So it's like a step aerobics class with strength in it because, the strength trainer all the way.
Strength. You got to gain that muscle.
You get the muscle somehow, right? So we're launching a new class, and then from there, what we want to do, what's coming down is once we can grow the platform and really get more people aware of what we're doing, we're going to do like different training fit camps around Tampa first, and then spread it out into Florida, and then spread it out into just all over the country, because this is something that I just see it like we're out there with a bunch of group of people that love to work out and have a blast, just like turn it on up. So that's part of what I want to do, along with we're creating an app and an online challenge that you can do from wherever you are, right? Because I have a lot of people in Kenya, they're like, hey, when are you gonna, when are we gonna get in on the action and all of that? Yeah, by 6 p.m. class is 2 o'clock in the morning for them. So
yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah.
They're like, we love you.
I'm getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right? They're like, we love you, but no. 2 a.m. No, we're not doing that. So we're in the process of building out an app so that we can have like a challenge format where you have all the workouts already. So no matter where you are, you can just, press play and go. So those are some of the things that we're working on right now.
Exciting stuff. I love it. And I would love to talk to Mona about the book. We've got our authors network. We would love to promote her. We'd love to have her on the podcast for our authors, just to talk about the books. We love celebrating our authors. So definitely, if she's listening or she sees the replay, you are invited. Come on, sis. Come on. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Excited for everything you guys have coming. Oh my goodness. Now we have actually, I can't believe it. I mean, it's gone like this. We've already gone over our 30 minutes, but
oh my gosh.
Talk a little bit. Just please share some words of wisdom with our just a message, any words of encouragement, anything you want to give to our listeners before we end today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would say if life has taught me anything, it's you gotta follow your passion. You gotta follow your dream, and it's okay to put yourself first. It's something that I learned along the way. Like if something is giving you more angst than joy, or more angst than peace, you got to figure out your way out, because I think sometimes we stay in things, and I did it, like even to where I am now with the location that I'm in now. And I'm very, very thankful to the universe for that. But I stayed in situations with other businesses and partnering with other businesses that weren't quite aligned with my own path, as far as what I was pouring in wasn't being poured back to me, right? So it was a one-way pour, but you're not really getting much out of that. And then, but being too afraid to step out on my own, right? Because I'm like, but if I step out on my own, am I going to crash and burn? Or will they suddenly take off? And then I'll be like, shoot, I should have stayed, And so but then what you end up doing with that is that you tend to sacrifice a little bit more of who you are every day.
Yeah.
And then you turn into something that you're not. And so it's okay to step out and it's okay to fall flat on your face, I mean, how many times did we do that as babies trying to learn how to walk, right?
Right.
And so eventually we got it, and eventually we walked, and then we ran, and then we're sprinting, and then now we're fully grown adults doing what we're doing. And so I feel that's the same way with whatever your passion is. Don't let anyone else dim your light. Your light
That's right.
is your light, and you need to let it shine as bright as it's intended to shine, and don't let anyone else dim that light for you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for that, Emma. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, letting us get to know a little bit more about you. Thank you for gracing our August cover. I mean, you are amazing. You are beautiful. And I'm going to tell you, like, I've been on a couple of my own covers, and I think this cover right here, I was more excited about this one. Okay.
Thank you.
My Phoenix sister, and I just thank you so much for all the things that you do, Emma. You are amazing. I look forward to seeing you all grow. I look forward to having you on the show again, and I also just look forward to everything that Summer Rain has, the books, just everything. So thank you so much for joining us
You.
today, and we will definitely be seeing you again soon. Okay, take
Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
care for joining us.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.